Hi, Kids Camp parents and kids. It's Pastor Mark. I'm here to give you some information about Kids Camp that will hopefully help you have a great experience. It's going to give you information on what you need and maybe what you can expect. So, we are going to send this information to the parents via email also, but a lot of people like to watch it. Hopefully, this will help. So, let me get right into it. Okay, first of all, we're going to be leaving for Kids Camp on Monday morning. Okay, I need everybody to get here around 8 to 8:15 so we can get the van or the bus that we're taking. We can get all packed up and ready to go. We want to leave by 8:30. It's about a 2-hour drive down to Lake Wales, Florida. We want to get there because check-in starts anywhere in between 10 and 12. So the earlier we get there, the better our rooms will be. We'll be able to get better bunks, and also we want to get down there safe. So I need everybody here between 8 and 8:15 so we can get everything packed up and ready to go. We will not be feeding kids breakfast, so make sure your kid eats breakfast before they come. Okay, we won't be providing breakfast. They will provide lunch once we get down to Matt's Peace Garden, but that won't be until noon. And I really don't want kids eating on the bus. It just makes things very messy. So make sure your kid eats breakfast before they come to the church, so we're ready to go. Okay, this is very important, parents. Listen up. Make sure to the best of your ability that your kid has been checked and does not have lice. That's right, I said lice, okay? That's one of the things that they're very strict about at Master Peace Gardens, okay? The kids have to actually go through a lice check. And if they find any evidence of lice on your child, they will quarantine them immediately, and you're going to have to make a 2-hour trip one way to come and get your child. You're going to have to pick them up, okay? They have no nonsense when it comes to lice. So make sure that that's taken care of before you send your kid to camp, okay? Okay, next, we'll talk about medications, okay? Any medications that you may have, either prescription or over the counter, they have to be put in a Ziploc bag with your child's name on it, okay? Your child cannot have this medication on themselves while they are there. What's going to happen is they're going to turn that into a nurse at the camp, and the camp nurse will administer any medications as per the instructions. Now, I do have the instruction form at church, and you'll have to fill that out also, but that's the way medications work, so don't worry about sending them. You can definitely send them, but your child can't have them on them. And that goes even for Tylenols or any over-the-counter. They cannot have that on them, okay? But the nurse will take them, and they will give them to your child as needed. So that's the way we're going to take care of the medications. Make sure you do that for me. Put them in a Ziploc bag. We'll get that down there. Dress code, okay? Listen up. Dress code is very modest. We're just asking for a modest dress code, okay? Parents, you do not have to go to the store and buy new clothes for your kids, okay? Whatever they have will work for camp. It'll be fine, okay? So make sure you just chill on that. You don't have to get new clothes for the kids, okay? I'm sure your kids will want it, but that's not necessary, okay? Make sure, though, that you talk to your child about taking care of their own stuff, okay? Now, listen, I'm going there and I'll do the best job I can, but we're not going to be mom and dad like you guys will be to your kids. Their stuff is their responsibility. We do our best to help them take responsibility for that, but ultimately, their clothes, whatever they bring in their suitcase, that is their responsibility, okay? We will not be making a return trip to Lake Wales for anything that they misplaced. So please, talk to them about taking care of their stuff so we don't have this issue. It has happened before, okay? So I'm warning you right now. Make sure that your child can take care of their stuff. We'll do our best to help them, but that's the way it's going to be. Now, each church and each team will be assigned a team color, okay? I have not been assigned that yet, but I will let all the parents know what that team color is. The reason why they do that is because the kids can get into the team spirit if they want. For instance, if they're the blue color, you can go get them like a blue bandana or a blue shirt or whatever they want so that they can be part of it. You listen, parents, you do not have to do that, okay? That is not a requirement. It's just if they want to be part of that, I'm going to let you know what it is. You can be part of that. I'll let you know once I find out what the team colors are, okay? Packing. Listen, we're only going away for 4 days. It's just 4 days, okay? So they only get one suitcase or one big duffel bag, whatever it is, one per camper. That's all they're allowed to bring, okay? So get everything in there. They're only going to get one suitcase. We're only going to be gone for 4 days, okay? In that packing, I want you to make sure that you pack them with a hat because it is hot. They're outside a lot. Make sure that they have a hat, sunscreen, and bug spray, okay? Because it's buggy down there too, all right? So those things are going to help us out a lot. Also, sneakers. Please, parents, do not send your kids with awesome, expensive sneakers. It's a big mistake, okay? Because in this environment, your kids do not take care of these sneakers, okay? They have opportunities to get wet. It rains sometimes. There's water slides, and your kids, they just wear what they got. So these sneakers get wet and nasty. So make sure that you're giving them sneakers that you really don't care about what happens. And I suggest that you send them with 2 pairs of sneakers, because it often happens. Sneakers will get wet, and then they keep wearing them throughout the week. It's just no time for them to dry. So if you have a spare pair of sneakers, send that also, so then you can keep one dry, keep one wet, no problem. Also, sandals are great. Go buy sandals, even if they're a cheap pair, because they're going back and forth with water. Sometimes during rain, they can wear sandals. They can get where they gotta go. Sandals are a great one. All right, so make sure that they bring them too. Okay. Parents, listen to me. The services that night are loud. They're just loud. There's nothing I can do about that, okay? So don't complain to me about it, but they're loud. Probably louder than most of your kids have been experienced. So there's nothing I can do about that, but I can warn you to let your kids know that it is going to be loud, and perhaps you might want to purchase some earplugs for them. That does help. Sometimes I pull them to the back of the room to help with the sound, but I can't control that at all. I just want you to know it is loud. Make the proper adjustments. Let your kids know so that they're not shocked when they get into the service. It's going to be loud, okay? And they can bring a Bible and a journal. I believe God's going to speak to them. I want them to see what they're speaking in the Word, but then maybe they'll be able to journal it. Be something for them to read. A great memory for the future. That's all on you. If you want to get them to a journal, that'd be awesome, okay? Another thing that we have to do at camp is we have to keep our rooms clean. So please, children, get ready to keep your rooms clean. You may not be cleaners, but you're going to need to clean that week. Parents, please talk to your child about cleaning the room. Now, once again, we do our best to encourage the kids to stay clean and to get their stuff where it needs to be, but it would help us out a lot if you could talk to your kid about being the best cleaner that week, to keep their stuff clean and to keep it in one spot. That would be awesome. So help us out with that, okay? Kids, you're gonna take care of the camp property, okay? If you break it, your parents pay for it, no matter what it is, okay? So make sure that you're respecting this place, okay? This is not our place. We want to go in. We want to be respectful. Anything that you may think is fun to jump on and break, you're going to be paying for it, okay? So make sure that you're respectful with other people's property and with the camp property. We don't want anything to go wrong in that area, okay? This is kind of a weird one, but I have to say it. No fireworks, firearms, tobacco, alcohol, drugs, paintball guns, or improper reading material. All those things are listed in the manual. That's why I said it that way. But listen, we don't want any of that there. We don't want any of that there. Also, I also add to this list no electronic devices, no radios, iPads, no cell phones. I don't allow them that week at camp. Listen, those electronic devices are nothing but a distraction, and I don't want them being distracted of what God is going to do for them that week at camp. So if I find any of these items on these kids, just so you know, what I do is I will confiscate them and we will leave them on the bus for the entire time. That doesn't bother me at all, but I know electronics don't like being hot for a long time, and that bus does get hot. So my suggestion is don't allow your kids to bring any of those things, and it'll make it a lot easier, okay? We want to eliminate any distractions, and listen, electronics are a huge distraction. So help me out with that, parents, okay? Money for the bank, okay? The kids are allowed to bring extra money, and there will be opportunity for them to spend money. There'll be a store that they can buy merchandise at, and there's also a canteen. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, okay? But this is how we take care of the money, okay? Any money you want to give your kids extra, you're going to put it in another Ziploc bag, and you're going to put their name on it. You can then give that bag to me. When we get to camp, they have a place, it's called the bank. We go, we turn our money right into a bank card. So your kids don't have to be responsible for cash or losing their cash or getting stolen. What they do is they put it on a bank card, and then that bank card is accessible. It stays with the leaders. We give it to them when they're ready to pay for it. So if you want to give them some extra money, put it in a Ziploc bag. You can give it to me or give it to your child, and we will get it into the bank once we get there, okay? Typically, most of the food items at the canteen are between $2 and $3 each, so it can get expensive, okay? And just let you know, parents, while I'm on duty that week with your kids, while I'm dad there, they're only going to get 2 to 3 items per day. I don't want them eating crazy. It's not a good mix with camp and hot, so just keep that in mind if you're going to send your kid with camps, okay? There will be lockers assigned to each child right in the dorm room, so that's great. They get a place to put their stuff, to hang up their towels and all that. The lockers do have a spot for a lock. Not too many people bring locks, but if your child wants to bring it, that's fine, but it's their responsibility to know the combination or have the key. I'm not going to take care of that. They shouldn't need it, but a locker will be provided for your kid to put everything in that they need to, okay? Food. Let's talk about food at camp. It's pretty rough, folks. Camp food doesn't usually have a good reputation, and this doesn't either. Okay, now it's not horrible food, okay, but it's probably food that your kids are not used to eating, and it's definitely not mama's food, okay? So please talk to your kid about eating the food. They have to eat something, even if they don't like it. They're not going to make it all week by not eating. It's a disaster. So I always encourage them to eat something, and it's not all bad, but usually isn't going to agree with their stomachs. So make sure that you explain to them they do have to eat, that it's not going to be the best food, but they can get through with it. That would help me out. That would help them get to Friday also, okay? Back to the canteen, okay? The canteen is pretty much full of soda, candy, and junk food. That's all it is, okay? None of it's good, okay? It's not stuff that you're probably going to be happy with, but it is there for them to purchase. They can do that. Please talk to your child about what they eat, especially before going to bed. Pastor Mark does not allow any of these kids to have Mountain Dew. So if you have a kid that likes Mountain Dew, they're not having it that week, okay? They don't need it. It doesn't do them well, and it doesn't help us out at all, okay? But help them understand that they need to limit what they're going to be eating. That would make their experience so much better, okay? So just talk to them before them. And here's the talk. The bathroom talk. Please, parents, talk to your child about going to the bathroom this week at camp. I know they may not like using other places' bathrooms, and I know that they probably don't want to, but here's the deal. They're not going to make it if they don't go number 2 that week. You hear me? They need to do that. They absolutely have to go to the bathroom that week. This is what happens. They're running in the heat. They're eating food they're not used to eating, and then they're buying junk food on top of it. By Tuesday and Wednesday, their stomachs are about to go crazy and explode. And then they'll come to me and they say they're homesick because their stomach hurts. They're not homesick. They just haven't pooped in a few days. Please, parents, talk to your kids about this so I don't have to talk to them about it. You have to go to the bathroom this week at camp. It will help the experience, okay? Don't like talking about this, but I have to. Been through this enough. Make sure your child understands they're going to have to go to the bathroom this week at camp. So go to the bathroom at camp, okay? All right, enough. Move on. Bedding, okay? Bedding. They will be in a huge dorm room with about 20 to 30 other kids, okay? They'll be on bunk beds. The only thing provided is the mattress. That's it, okay? There's no bedding on there. You're going to need to send your child with either a sleeping bag and a pillow or sheets and a cover and a pillow, okay? None of that is provided. You pack that for them, okay? Also, make sure that you pack them soap, shampoo, washcloths, towels, toiletries, all that. Listen, it's a very good idea, parents, to send your kid with at least 2 towels, okay? They swim during the day. Send them with a swimming towel that's going to get soaking wet, no problem. But then send them with a showering towel also. I've seen too many kids come with just 1 towel, and I don't even know how they get dry, okay? Because that towel is wet all week. So send them with 2 towels. That will really help your child out a lot, okay? Let me talk about this really quick. Contact with kids, okay, during this week of camp. Parents, I don't allow the kids to contact you during that week of camp, okay? Unless something's really, really, really wrong, okay? And this is the reason why. I used to allow kids, probably in a midway point, to call their parents, let them know how they're doing, but it really backfired on me. Once a child that's away, and maybe they're not used to being away, once a child hears mom or dad's voice, that homesickness really starts to kick in, and it makes it really difficult for them to enjoy the rest of the experience. Maybe they don't even want to stay. So what I've realized over the last few years, I haven't allowed that to happen. They don't contact their parents during that week. Listen, moms, dads, it's only 4 days. They'll be back. Trust me, I'll be bringing them back to you safe, okay? Now, I want to let you know this, though. That doesn't mean you won't be without contact. I contact every parent via text and let you know what happened during the day, how the kids are doing, and everything is going fine. You will be updated on what is going on. But know this: if there is ever a problem or if anything ever happens with your child, I will contact you personally. They will be safe and you will know what's going on. Okay, so I will do that, but we're not just going to let them contact you. It just causes too much problems. I will send out updates via text. Your kid, you'll know how your kid are doing. Okay. One more tough little conversation here, parents. Know this: there will be drama at camp. Absolutely going to be drama. Please help me prepare your child for this, okay? You're going to be in, these kids are going to be in with 20 to 30 other kids. They're not used to that. They're just not. And people are going to get on each other's nerves. And there's going to be a lot of drama. There's always drama, okay? But as counselors, we know how to work through with that. We will work them through with that, and we'll be fair about it. But no, coming back, you're going to probably hear about all the drama that happened at camp. Just take it with a grain of salt and trust your leaders that we know what we're doing, okay? And then do me a favor. Once you hear about this, don't contact me that weekend about it, because we're pretty much exhausted and we don't want to deal with any more drama coming back. We'll do our best to make this a great experience for your kids, but just have your kid understand, not every child is nice. Not everyone plays good. There's going to be drama there. We'll help them get through it. It's still going to be a great experience, okay? Coming home on that Friday, we will be leaving the camp at 10 o'clock. So they leave right in the morning, 10 a.m. Once again, 2-hour drive. We will be back at the church at noon. Please be here to pick up your child at noon so we can get everything off the bus, get ready to go and get your child back to you, okay? And lastly, pray. Pray, pray. Pray for this week of camp. We want this week of camp to be a life-changing experience. I remember going to these camps when I was a kid, and it did change my life. It made me get closer to God. It made me a closer walk with Jesus, filled with the Holy Spirit. Things happen at camp that may not happen somewhere else. So pray that their lives will get rocked and that Jesus will meet them and they'll have a life-changing experience at camp, okay? So that's pretty much it, parents. I'm gonna send a little more information to you via email. There is information for you to be able to mail your kid. If you want to mail them something, they always love getting mail, okay? But I suggest that if you do that, you do that the week before camp, because it is snail mail. It's going to take a while to get down there, and it would be awful if you mailed it and they didn't get it that week. So I'll send that in the email. Any other questions you may have, you contact me personally. I will give you everything, every bit of information that you need. And we're so glad that you're sending your kid to camp, that you trust us with us. God is going to do some incredible things this year at Kids Camp. Get ready.